My name is David, 42 years old, living in Chicago. I've been married to Sarah for almost 15 years. We have two kids, Emily and Jack. A perfectly normal life, at least from the outside, but even the strongest walls can hide deep cracks. For the past year, something had felt off. Sarah had become distant. Her phone never left her hand. She started working late, way too often. Her excuses always sounded almost believable, which is exactly why they felt rehearsed. I asked her once, "Is there someone else?" She laughed. "David, please. You've been watching too many movies." I wanted to believe her. God knows I tried to, but my instincts were louder than her words. Mark had been my best friend since college. We'd started from the bottom, both landed jobs in IT, climbed the ladder together. I was the best man at his wedding. When he divorced, I stood by him. And when he lost his job last year, I even helped him get a contract position at my company. He was like a brother to me, so it should have been impossible. Impossible to even imagine what I started to suspect. But late one night I walked into our kitchen for water and heard Sarah whispering. I didn't catch much, just her saying, "No, not tonight, the kids are here." She was talking so low she thought I'd gone to bed. I didn't confront her. I just stood in the dark, my mind spiraling. That night a seed of something terrifying was planted. The next day I dug out an old security camera I used to use in my home office. It still worked. I didn't put it in our bedroom, I'm not a monster. I installed it in the study facing the front door. If someone came in or out while I wasn't home, I'd know. At first, nothing happened. Just a few quiet nights. Then came Friday. I reviewed the footage on Sunday morning while the kids were upstairs playing. I didn't expect much, just routine activity, but at 10:34 p.m., there it was. Sarah walked in laughing, right behind her, Mark. They looked comfortable, intimate. She unlocked the door like it was second nature. He nudged her inside playfully. Then the door shut. That was it. I stared at the paused frame, hands trembling. I couldn't look away. This wasn't some paranoid fantasy anymore. This was real. My wife and my best friend were betraying me. In my house, while I worked late nights to pay for our mortgage. While I tucked our kids in bed, I wanted to scream, but I couldn't wake the kids. So instead, I just stared. Number I told myself I wouldn't react. Not yet. I needed more than footage. I needed proof they couldn't deny. A few days later, while reorganizing Sarah's old boxes in the garage, I found a plain black notebook. I almost tossed it, thought it was a grocery list journal. Then I read the first page. That first night with Mark, I never thought cheating could feel like falling in love again. My stomach flipped. Page after page, she detailed their affair, the dates, the hotels, the excuses, the lies she fed me while texting him under the table. And then this. Sometimes when David touches me, I close my eyes and pretend it's Mark. I was nauseous, but I didn't destroy the journal. I scanned it, saved it to multiple devices. This wasn't just betrayal anymore. This was war. For the next month, I acted normal. I kissed Sarah goodnight. I grabbed drinks with Mark like nothing had changed. I played the role of the oblivious husband and the trusting friend. But behind the scenes, I was planning their downfall. The school where our kids studied was preparing for a year-end celebration. Sarah and Mark volunteered for the parent committee. They were in charge of putting together the slideshow presentation. Perfect. I gained access to the computer they'd be using and inserted a few special slides. Nothing too obvious, just background images, soft, faded quotes, quotes straight from Sarah's journal. The auditorium was packed, teachers, students, parents. Sarah and Mark stood proudly at the front. Lights dimmed. The slideshow began. Children's photos flashed across the screen. Laughter, applause. It was wholesome. Then slide number 7 appeared, white text over a floral background. I stopped loving David a long time ago, but Mark, he makes me feel alive. People squinted, some murmured. Slide number 9. Sleeping next to my husband feels like cheating on Mark. Now the whispers turned to gasps. Sarah turned pale. Mark stared at the screen, frozen. Slide number 12. One day maybe I'll stop pretending. Until then, I'll lie and smile. That's when Sarah ran to the laptop shouting, "This wasn't in the file, someone tampered with it." Too late. Everyone knew. They tried to explain. Mark accused someone of hacking the system. Sarah claimed it was out of context, but it didn't matter. The words were hers. The damage was done. Other parents stared in disbelief. A teacher awkwardly ended the presentation. I stayed seated, calm, silent. Because in that moment I didn't need to yell, I didn't need to fight. They'd burned themselves with their own words. The following week, Sarah moved out. Mark ghosted everyone. I heard he quit his job and left town, probably out of shame. I didn't file for sole custody. The kids chose to stay with me. I never spoke badly about their mother. I just told them, she needs time away. I rebuilt my life in silence. Not through vengeance, but through truth. Because sometimes silence is louder than rage. Looking back, I realized the footage, the journal, the slideshow, they weren't about revenge. They were about reclaiming my dignity, about saying, "You can't break me." I was shattered, but I didn't stay broken, because when you survive betrayal from the 2 people you trusted most, nothing else can destroy you. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I just showed them who I became without them, and I promise you, that man, he never forgives.